Okay, so for example, if this is the market, a TP stands for take profit, where you may put a take profit here in a buy. So as the market go up and touches your TP, your take profit, basically it knocks you out of the trade and you made money. Simple. So when you modify and you put in a take profit, basically that's saving you from having to watch your phone all day long. All right. So market is here. If you're in a buy, your TP is always going to be above. Goes up, touch your TP, knocks you out of a trade. If you're in a sell, it's the opposite. So this is the market here, and you're in a sell. For you to make money in the sell, the market has to go down. Okay? Your TP goes here, and it touches down, knocks you out of a trade in a profit. All right? So the system we use on take profits is 10 pips. Pips is percent in profit. So that means it went up 10 times or it went down 10 times. If we're in a buy, it went up 10 times. If it's in a sell, it went down 10 times. Okay, so 10 pips is what we basically talk about. And that's just a system that we were brought into, and we take it from Dr. K and we use it. So basically, 10 pips is the goal. So, and I'll show you how to calculate and figure out 10 pips, all right? Stop loss. Okay. I'm going to go over stop loss, but with my strategy we're using now, the only time we use a stop loss is when we're in profit. Okay, if you trade with anybody else, then a stop loss is basically telling you is all you willing to risk. Okay, so remember TPs take profit. So if we're in a buy and we need to make money, we said the market has to go up for us to make money. Well, all you're willing to risk would be a stop loss below if you're in a buy. So basically, if you're in a buy and it goes down and it touches your stop loss, that's knocking you out of a trade with a loss. Okay? So stop loss is basically protecting your account. So when you see me say put a stop loss in profit, that means it's fair game. It's money in the bank, because if we're in a buy and we have a TP up here, because we wanted to hit our TP to make money, but let's just say it came up some, and then we put our stop loss in profit. So if the market goes back down, it knocks us out with a stop loss in profit, and we secured money. All right? So this example here, you can use that. A stop loss is just what you're willing to risk. So this is just a standard example. Some people use it, but for my strategy, it's going to be always stop loss in profit. That means every trade we do a stop loss and profit, we're making money. All right? If you got questions, just at the end, we're going to answer it. Now, this is going to be key to you winning in probably 90% of your trades. And even with the spreadsheet that we're going over, I have folks that's, they say greed is a serious thing. And we all been there, right, Eddie? We all blown some accounts because we were greedy. We saw how easy it was to make money from this device. This morning, I made over $700-800 from my way from home to my office. In 3 days, I made almost $4,000. In 3 days, from my house to my office, an hour drive. So if you do that 3 times in 3 days, that's almost what? 4 hours that I basically made almost $4,000 in 3 days by being smart and knowing how to leverage the account. Now, when you decide to be greedy, the market is out for you. You're going to lose. I'm going to tell you this straight up. If you decide to be greedy and you're itching all the time to go in the trade, you're going to lose. You have to be smart. So you guys see my system. In the morning, I go and trade, and I'm done for the day. I may call 1 or 2 trades at night, but I'm good. I make my money, and I enjoy life. In the beginning, it wasn't like that. We was all scrapping and had a theme for some trades and trying to make money. But leveraging is going to be key. All right? Leveraging is basically, if you have a balance on your account, you need to know not to over leverage. So for example, the system we're using on the spreadsheet, we're able to leverage 200 pips in the negative, worst case scenario. Now, this whole week, the most we're being in negative, I think, was maybe 40 pips or 30 pips. So you're telling me, in the trades I call, we're 30, 40 pips in the negative. That means we have 170 leeway on not losing. So leveraging, you have to be smart about it. Do not be greedy. Setting goals can prevent over leveraging. Okay? So if your goal is to make $20 a day, you hit that goal and you go to sleep, or you go finish, do what you got to do. My goal, my personal goal in this whole spreadsheet was to knock out 2 days every day. 2 days off of the spreadsheet every day. And if I knock it out, I don't like, even when we stopped trading this morning, I told Paul, I told him exactly what this trade was going to do. And we sit and I watch it. I say, okay, it's going to do this. It's going to break through the cloud. And it basically, from where we was at, it went up about 60, 70 pips. Now, if I was greedy, I could have go in there, and I'm trading $2 right now on my spreadsheet. So 60 pips from where we was at, I could have made $1,200 more. But you know what? I wasn't greedy. I said, I hit my goal for the day. Let me go and enjoy life. Okay? So do not be greedy. All right? If you feel like you need to go and trade, then go in your demo account and trade, or have a special account, 30, 40 bucks where you just itching to trade and go over there and trade. But don't mess up your accounts where you're trying to change your life financially or for being greedy, because one bad trade could knock you out. I'm telling you. I'm talking about leveraging so much because I've seen people over and over grow their accounts, and then all of a sudden they get greedy and they go and bam, knock out all their money in one trade. So have a game plan. Do not over leverage, all right? All right, so we said buy versus sell. So like I was saying, a buy, your take profit would always be above. So in a buy, your take profit is always going to be above. Okay, above your entry. So if this is the entry point where you enter the trade, the take profit is always going to be above in a buy. Okay, in a sell, your take profit, if this is entry, is always going to be below. Okay, and all of this is saying it touches your take profit and knocks you out of the trade and profit. All right, in a buy, your stop loss would just be the opposite of your take profit. All right. Enter in a trade. Now, this is important for folks that want to know how to get in these trades. Take a screenshot of this and just disregard this last information for your stop loss, okay? So when entering a trade, you're going to disregard the last number. And I'm going to show you in a second. Disregard the last number, and then you're going to add or subtract 10 for your take profit. So if you enter a buy, you're going to add 10. If you enter a sell, you're going to subtract 10. And this is for your take profit. All right? Let me show you what I'm talking about when I say disregard the last number. So for example, if we was to enter the trade right here, 147.536. Now, for anybody that's new, this is what the demo account is for. So you should be trading demo for the first 2-3 days so you can get comfortable in plugging these numbers in. So if you see me call a trade, you need to be in your demo account practicing and doing the exact same trade, because if it was your live account, then basically it's the same process, okay? So when you enter the trade, you're gonna get an entry price, okay? So the entry price is gonna be, it's usually up here, depending on your phone. So if it's 147.567, is your entry price. Let's just use this number here, 147.536. So the first thing we said in the last slide is you're going to disregard the last number. So in this example, the last number is a 6. So my eyes is trained to look at 53. That's all I'm looking at, 53. So if I'm in a buy and my slides, my information tell me I need to add 10 pips, basically, 53 plus 10 is what? 63. Simple math. If I'm in a sell, I'm disregarding the last number, and my notes tell me I need to subtract 10 for my take profit. So guess what? 53 minus 10 is 43. Simple math. No sugarcoating, all that stuff. Just add and subtract 10 to this number. Now, as you get in other trades, you may see that number be 20 pips, 30 pips, 40 pips. But right now we're focusing on 10 pips, okay? So if I'm in a buy and I say add 10, that means my take profit is going to be 147.636. You just tack that number right back on. So you disregard the last number, and after you calculate it, you tack it right back on. And this is what you're going to put in your take profit. If it was a sell, you subtract 10, which is 43. So your take profit on a sell would have been 147.436. I hope that's making sense, all right? So over here, oh crap, what I just did. Let me go back. All right, so this is how your trade is going to look. So remember, we go back, we talk about the lot size. That's the first thing you're going to do. So the lot size is here. Now, if you have a demo account or, MetaTrader 4, you could identify this whole system, all right? So before you get in the trade, this is what you do. You go to your lot size, okay? So you plug in whatever your lot size is. So if you're starting off with a 200 trade, your lot size, we said, is going to be 0.10. So you're going to change this number and put whatever lot size you're using. So that's your lot, all right? Remember we talked about take profit. This is where you're going to plug in your take profit. So right here, if this is 147.595 and we enter as a buy, right here we press buy, we're going to come back and modify it, and we're going to put here 147.695 because we're adding 10 to this number here. We're disregarding the last number and we adding it to the other two numbers. If it was a sell, if we was to press sell, we would come back and modify it, and then we would put 147.495. Simple math, all right? So this is a take profit. The stop loss is where you put over here, okay? Stop loss is where you put over here, all right? So I'm going to stop my screen and answer some questions. I see you got some questions in the chat. Let's see. I just Jesse trading and driving. We can't practice that at all. A greedy question. What is the purpose of the pivots if we're disregarding it? I don't know. I just don't use it. I just look for the pips. So I think Jamal, he did a strategy when we was looking, when he was learning, on the pipettes. The pipettes is basically the money moving also, but it's really small. So I wouldn't really worry about the pipettes. I would only worry about the pip. The pipettes, everyone, is that last number that we're disregarding. I wouldn't worry about it because I'm worrying about the pips. I'm worried about the numbers that's going to make me money. So for example, if I'm trading 10 cents, so if you're starting off day one on the challenge at $200, okay? And your lot size is 0.10, 10 cents. For every 10 pips is equivalent to $10. Simple math. Once this light bulb go off, you're gonna be like, man, the only regret is I didn't know this 3-4 years ago. I promise you I'd have been a billionaire by now because I didn't know this 3-4 years ago. So every 10 pips with 10 cents lot size is $10, okay? So that means in the first day of the spreadsheet, you need to complete 20 pips. So your goal is $20, okay? Now you may say, well, crap, $10, $20, that ain't no money. Well, technically it is because it's money you didn't have and money you made from your cell phone. But when you get up in a higher lot size, with a standard lot size of trading $1, every 10 pips trading $1 is equivalent to $100. Okay, so why is that important? So far this week, I think I've thrown 140 something pips. I can't remember. So if you was trading $1 and you caught 140 pips with me the whole week, you would have made $1,400 in 3 days. Okay, so if you understand how this works, so if your lot size is 30 cents, every 10 pips is $30. If your lot size is 50 cents, every 10 pips is $50. So you have to learn how to calculate this stuff. It's really easy once you know what you're looking for. And as you get bigger in the lot size, because we're compounding this money over time, basically if you're trading $2, every 10 pips is $200. Like I'm trading on my spreadsheet, I'm at $2. So this morning I was able to make $800 with 40 pips. Now tomorrow it goes up, and as you increase it, it goes up. So Learn how to calculate your money. You know, you go to a job and you clock in, and you know if you work 40 hours and they pay you for 30, you could calculate that crap. Well, learn how to calculate your money because it's your money. So I promise you, if you understand how to calculate the pips and you understand what your goals are in the market, you could go in and come out of the market. You will always win and be successful in this market. And don't be greedy. Hit the goal and leave. There's people on this call that I say hit your goals and leave, and then they go and they continue to trade and end up losing. And you know what? It's not just y'all. It happens to the best. It happens to me too. 2 weeks ago, I think I made like $3,000, and I say I was done. I told somebody I was training I was done. And I went back, I left 600 on the account, and I went back in there, and news came out or something came out, and I lost the 600. But I was still up for the week. But because I didn't follow my system and my instructions, that's what happened. So you have to be strong and you have to stay focused. I mean, just think about it. There's folks that went on this journey 3 days ago and already doubled their money, already doubled their initial startup balance. I started with a higher trading balance. I went way over. I'm on day 10. I went way over on that. All right. So disregard the pipettes. That was the question. I just went all over just now. But hey, that's extra news. That's bonus training. All right. So the next question is it still necessary? No, it's still increase or decrease. I think you was answering that question, Jamal.
Yeah,
I think that was the answer. Okay, appreciate it. Simple way of looking at it. It's like Pip. So Conflicts is answering it too. Look at that. Teamwork. One person asks a question and everybody jumps on it. That's why I like this family right here. Simple math. There it is. Simple math. I'm talking like add and subtract. You could tell me I can make millions on my phone and my computer by simple math. We learn how to add and subtract in kindergarten or grade 1. So I can make millions. So I don't have to be educated and have all kinds of degrees. I'm a college dropout, and I can make millions off of that. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? You need a second to make a minute. So there you go. Claudine answered it too. Good stuff. Can't get no more answers than that. Okay, perfect. All right. So that's basically Forex 101.
Hey, David. Hop up on your phone. Join the meeting from your phone and see if you could just plug in a trade. Plug in a trade for them and you modify it on your demo account or something. You mute, eh?
Yeah, I know. I was taking the call. I'm gonna go ahead and do it for everybody. Y'all don't be nosy now. You know what? It's probably gonna give me a feedback too, but